Good morning everyone, my name is Wessel and today we are hiking further down the Pieterpad. Now today we are hiking from Sittard to Strabeek, which is basically a neighbourhood of Valkenburg, and we are immediately starting off at the Valkenburg. Now the Valkenburg is quite an important location in the tradition of Sittard. Now every last Sunday of August, some of the population of Sittard walks from the market in the center to the top of the Valkenburg in remembrance of Saint Rosa, a nurse from Peru that was declared saint by the Pope in 1668. That same year, an epidemic of dysentery broke out in Sittard, and after the population decided to pray to Saint Rosa, this epidemic just disappeared. Since then, Saint Rosa is the patron of the city of Sittard. So the Valkenburg is also a location for more mostly religious traditions of Sittard. Notably het Groenbroodhaven. During times of fasting, people would walk up this mountain, and the priest would throw pieces of crescent moon-shaped bread down the hill for mostly children to eat. Anyway, we will continue to Strabeek, which is about 22 kilometers, and with a bit of luck I am allowed to film something that is absolutely amazing when we are there. So when I see anything interesting, I will show you guys. So right here, these fields are home to the European hamster, and it's actually a protected species in these fields. So that's quite nice. Over here we have Castle Pieterpad. Now this was a modern-day castle, but that was constructed in around 1600, and nowadays it is basically a farm that was placed next to the castle. I'm kind of curious what the castle itself would have looked like, but I'm afraid we're not going to see that. Somewhere between Sittard and Strabeek, we reach Valkenburg again. Now here it looks a lot more natural than in Sittard, and since the coal mines in these regions were closed in 1975, the quality of the water is also a lot better. Now if you look over there, quite a nice view. Anyway, we will continue to Strabeek. So a few kilometers after the Valkenburg, we reach one of the roads that is known as Grubben, Grachten or Hollewegen, hollow roads. Now these roads came to be because, well, the ground in Limburg is not only very fertile, it's also the erosion is quite bad, making places where water streams or where people walk pretty often quite hollow, as you can say. These dales came to be, and I must say, I like roads like these. It feels a little bit off because anywhere else, well, I haven't seen it very often, but it does look nice. So Valkenburg, the village where we are going, is quite well known for two mining industries. One is coal mining, which was broken up in 1975, and the other is marl. Marl is a soft type of stone, looks a bit like sandstone, and it, well, people used to get it from underground. Took a few days to get a big block of marl out, but then residents of the village could eat for a few days again. Now, when someone chopped out a block of marl of about 3 by 3 meters, then if he was lucky, he would not find this flint, because if he would find flint in a block of marl, 3 days of work were just wasted, and that also meant no food for the family. Now, flint is quite common here in Limburg. If you walk along the road, well, you will find smaller pieces of flint. This one here is a little bigger than what you would usually find, but it's still not as big as the pieces of flint that they found in the mines. So anyway, it's about 9 or 10 more kilometers to Strabeek, and I will see you all when I find something interesting. So here behind me is the water tower of Sittard. Now this was built in 1927 and it was already fully functional back then. Before then, residents of nearby villages used to get their water from wells in the surroundings. The water tower was in use until 2010, and since then it is, well, not used anymore. It might be a lookout over the surroundings southern Limburg, but I am not entirely sure of that. Anyway, we will continue towards Strabeek. So just a little after the water tower of Sittard, we have reached the highest point of the Pieterpad at about 130 meters above sea level. So, quite odd that less than a month ago we were actually below sea level, and now we are more than a football field above. Anyway, over there we have, well, a building that is half a castle, half a farm. Well, the building itself came to be in the 12th century, but it was broken down and rebuilt in the 17th century. Anyway, it's about 3.5 more kilometers to Strabeek, so, well, we're almost there. Just before Strabeek, we reach Valkenburg, which is, oh, quite a small but dense forest with supposedly remnants of Roman civilization. Now, this is also the source for the Strabeek, the brook of ravens. Now, until 1955, it was part of the estate of Holstein. After that, it was bought by the Dutch government. So, since we are almost at our destination, I want to say one thing. We are probably not done yet. In Valkenburg, which is basically the main village of Strabeek, there is an activity that I really want to do. And if I can get the permission to film it, I will. So I will now keep it a surprise, but very soon I will let you know what it is. So as I said, we're going to do something extra. Right now we are in a cable car. Behind us is Valkenburg and the hilly surrounding of Limburg. And right here you can see a tower where we are going to go ziplining, and well, a mountain slide, which we are also going to do. So if I am allowed to film this with the camera attached to my head, I am definitely going to do that. If not, well, that's kind of sad, but I am going to do it. So see you soon. So it appears that in all of the excitement I forgot to do an outro. So here we go. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you all next time.